Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. This is Christina Garrett with the Momathon Diaries, your productivity coach, here on this beautiful. Currently, today is Friday at the time of this filming, at the time of this live. But you know what? You might be watching this on any of these other days of the week. It is good to be here. It's a good day to be alive. And I wanted to make sure that I popped in today to talk about setting your own pace. Okay, setting your own pace. If you are new here, maybe you haven't come together with us before at an event or at a masterclass as a part of our group. I'm Christina. I'm very honored to serve the world as a productivity coach for incredible moms who are literally changing the world. Hold on. My allergies are killing me. They're literally changing the world and they have to organize their lives. They have to get some things streamlined. They may have a million ideas. They're working on a million different projects at one time, from work to family to self care to home management, all of these different places. And they're looking to create a system that works successfully for their season of life. And so, if that's you, if you're one of those bombshell, incredible women, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. I'm going to make sure really quickly that I'm live in all the places. Happy Friday. Maybe you made it. You came into Friday like you were sliding into home base, and perhaps you have been trying to figure out, did I do everything that I needed to do this weekend? That I was efficient in the ways I said I was going to? Were you one of the women who you weren't sure if you did what you needed to do, but then you started moving around? And some of us, by the time midday happens on Friday, if it didn't get done, it's not getting done. So either one, whichever one you qualify for, it's okay, sis. We're glad that you're here. Okay. I am today focusing on and making some shifts. I was sharing with some of my clients today how intentional I've been having to be as we plan for the conference. Hey, everyone, as we plan for the conference, as we make some other shifts in terms of family things and children, and shifting for my teenagers, just all these really incredible feats. I'm grateful that that we're able to progress forward in the ways that we said we were going to. And so if you're here, know that you're in a place of that cares about your results. I'm a coach who cares about your results. I care about your family. Like, I like to know how many kids y'all have. I like to know about what your goals are, whether you've worked with me one-on-one or not. There are lots of ladies who are here who come to the conference October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta. We have all of these different things happening, and we're here just to help you achieve your goals. Okay. So now that I'm live in all the places, and I'm going to be live on Instagram. Hey, everyone. Someone says 2 children. I can't see your name. So would you share with me what your name is? I'm going live on Instagram too. Grab my cup of coffee. Okay. And then we're going to make some magic happen. I love this topic that we're going to discuss tonight. I share it often with my one-to-one clients because, hi, Veronica. Thank you for joining. I share often with my one-to-one clients, or even the ladies that are in a group. And I'm going to share it with you all here too. It's just an idea or a notion that you can grab onto with both hands and run full steam ahead. Okay. And this is the idea. Hey, brown skin plant mama, what's going on, girl? Now I know who you are. Okay. So this is an idea that we can grab onto with both hands, nice and tight. This idea that I set my own pace. I set my own pace. Whether that feels comforting to you or frustrating to you a little bit, that is to be determined, okay? Because sometimes what we end up doing on accident is feeling as though almost anyone else gets to make the decisions or what direction my life, my family, my trajectory is going. We often feel like it's outside of us. when we feel this way, when we feel like it's someone else's responsibility or someone else's they kind of have the wheel in that regard, what happens is we relieve ourselves of the responsibility of being in control. Okay, we just let ourselves go. Maybe it feels overwhelming to know that you're in charge. Maybe it feels a little daunting to think about the results that I have currently. What I'm having going on in my life right now is because of the choices I've made. Sometimes that's comforting and empowering. And then other times when you step into the responsibility seat, it doesn't feel as comforting anymore. It's easier to say it's somebody else. It's easier to blame our season of life. Maybe we are moms with small children, right? My kids are growing up, they're getting older. I'm seeing the difference in parenting teens versus just having little people that run around and need you for these simple things, right? It's now challenging conversations and talking about college and all of these things. Like the parenting journey shifts. But when they were small, baby, it's y'all's fault that I am not achieving, insert whatever the achievement is. I have to be here for these people. That's the reason why this hasn't been working. So my boo Asia, hey girl, she says, what's crazy is that I just wrote in my journal asking God to help me manage my pace. And here I come going live talking about setting the pace. God heard you, girl. He heard you. Okay. So when my kids were small, right? Like when my oldest son was 2, we found out we were having twins. That kind of life was crazy. I was so exhausted. I could not, I had, I want to say like exhaustion induced hallucinations. I was that sleepy. I was so tired. I would have done anything to be asleep. Never thought about hurting my kids. Like, never. I didn't have postpartum depression that bad, right? Like, it didn't go that far. But I remember thinking, oh my goodness, what I wouldn't do to go to sleep. I would do anything. So it was easy for me to blame somebody else, anybody else, especially those little children. It's y'all's fault that I haven't reached this goal. It's your fault that this hasn't happened yet. Oh my goodness. This is the reason. Let me just point myself in another direction. It can't be me, right? It can't be me. And I think that one of the biggest things that I've been helped by, maybe y'all haven't done coaching at whatever level, one of the things that really helped me with my personal journey was when I got coached on being in control. When I got coached that every single what I see presently is a result of my yes. It is a result of my no. It is a result of whether I created momentum, purpose, initiative in that area. Did I create the momentum in that area? Right? Am I willing to take responsibility? That was like, it's not anybody else's fault. It's my fault. It's not on anyone else. It's on me. It was like a breath of fresh air. And to this day, there are certain things that I take away from coaching that I just recycle again and again. And one of the things that I shared with one of my clients who she lives in another country. I'm an international coach, y'all. I got a client in Japan now. I have a client in Portugal. I got a client in Canada. So amazing. That being said, we were talking about setting the pace. Talking about setting the pace. Talking about how we have a tendency to give the responsibility away to somebody else. And even if the circumstance is out of your control, what is in your control? What is in your control? What can you make happen? Right? And so some of our ladies, we go through relationship challenges, we go through parenting our children, we go through career transition challenges, we go through I started this business, it was supposed to be worth $1 million by now, it's not giving, all this stuff, right? Like we have both all of these things coming together. Okay? We have every single one, but I want to challenge us today. Okay? I want to challenge us today to think outside the box. And I want for us to imagine in and of ourselves, sharing with somebody specific. Hold on, y'all. Here we go. See it. I want us to challenge ourselves. Like someone said, to take accountability. I want you to challenge yourself to think about, if this is my pace, okay, I get to set the pace. We have the responsibility to give a yes. We have a responsibility to give a no. We have a responsibility to ourselves to manage, right? To well manage what has been given to us. And here's where most women who come to a discovery call, y'all bring a lot of stuff in y'all's emotional book bags, in your mental book bags, okay? And for every single woman that comes to a consultation call and they're like, I need to get this stuff out and think about, are you my coach? Are you not my coach? Can you help me organize this? They have their self-care stuff in the book bag. They have their career goals, their business goals in the book bag. They have the kind of wife that they want to be in the book bag. They have what kind of mom they want to be in the book bag, right? They have their own personal wellness and care in the book bag. They have running their house well and feeling joy, laughter, peace, having a well-managed mind. These goals are all in the book bag. And then we show up and we say, there's all of these reasons why I'm not this person yet. I'm not this person yet. What if I get to control how fast I become this person? What if I get to control that? It is April. I am in the process of go hard planning for the Mamathon conference, okay, which is October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta. Yes, you should be there and kiki with us all weekend, okay? And I have never, ever, like, we are in mid-April. My event coordinator, Teresa, she said, we're going to put you down for 40 something, 50 nights for Friday night and for Saturday, 50 rooms, for those nights. And to come and I'm sending it out. I'm like, all right, y'all, go ahead and book your room. I said, I got to do some follow-ups with some other ladies, right? But basically, our room block is almost sold out. This is 7 months before the event. 7. So I said, okay, God. Hey, y'all. I said, okay, Lord. Your girl going to try to keep up. Okay? Your girl's going to try to keep up with what you said you wanted to do. I'm just going to try and be responsible. Okay? So here's what I did. Talked to my event coordinator yesterday. I said, okay, listen. She was already sharing about the future plans and all the things that we're thinking about for the future, year 10 and all this stuff. And I said, listen, we're not getting smaller. We're not getting smaller. Okay? I was like, there's no visibility. The vision I have in my mind is not smaller. We're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and stretching and growing. I was like, I want it to become an ecosystem. I want it to become something where it's larger than life. We have these amazing, epic women leaders who are doing all of these dope things. And this is how we support you in the coaching. And this is how we do. I said, I just want it to be a blanketed, like, oh, we're doing this thing for real, for real. Okay? I said, there's no part of me that's getting smaller. She said, okay. For that reason, I am operating at a pace of preparation for more. I get to set that pace. Okay. So here's the question for you. For you, what pace do you need to set for yourself? What pace do you need to set for yourself? because you have to know, am I speeding up or do I need to slow down? Am I speeding up or do I need to slow down? For a lot of us, we're not sure. For a lot of us, we're not sure. So I'm going to talk for a few more minutes, and I got to go cook my husband some lunch, okay, because he's out at a work thing. And I said, I'll have lunch ready when you come home. Ain't nothing like your man coming home hungry and then ain't no food. So when you're thinking about setting your pace, good afternoon, everyone. When you're thinking about setting your pace, I want you to think about which one do you need to do, okay? What Christina does as a coach, okay, as a leader, as whatever, is different than maybe what your season is requiring. It's different than what your season is requiring, okay? I have travailed through. I was telling one of my friends who she also hosts events, and she said, how are you handling 1, 2, 3, and 4? I said, if I were you, I would do this right here. I would not give up. I would do X, Y, and Z. That's what I would do. And she said, I had all these moments of self-doubt. I had some moments of tears. I said, that's fine. I said, I cried too. I said, but I cried in year 2. I'm now going into year 9 for my event. I cried my tears in year 2. You may have to cry your tears, even if I think it's her first or second year. It's your time to cry. That's all. Right? I get to pick up the pace past certain things now because that's not derailing me anymore. Okay? It's not derailing me anymore. Open up my Facebook to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay? It's not derailing me anymore. So you have to ask money to slow it down. Okay? So here's some ideas to help you gauge where you are. Okay? One idea is, how old are them kids? Okay? Sometimes the age of your children requires you to slow down. It requires you to slow down. If someone just talked about how postpartum was no joke, I'm glad I've been able to. Sis, it may require a modification of your speed. Not gonna say you gotta slow it down and cancel everything. Hey, I'm saying you might need to modify the pace of your speed. Okay? How fast are you going? Because what will happen also is, depending on who you're trying to make yourself become so quickly, we will begin to look at the people who God has given us to steward over and love well. We will begin to look at them like they are stifling our progress. These kids, y'all's needs, slow me down. My husband, we've been married 3 years, 5 years, right? 8 years, under 10, right? Y'all is still going through the honeymooning growing pains, believe it or not. That takes some growth. That's a process. Adapting your energy levels. There are so many couples that don't make it past the parenting small children stage because it's exhausting. And when you're going back and forth about who's doing what in terms of division of labor, when you sit down on the couch and you just fall asleep, you're too tired to have sex. Like, let's just talk about it. When he comes home from work, you've been home for a little while. Who did what? You didn't do this. I didn't do this. Going back and forth, arguing, fussing, and fighting about division of labor. Do you give as much as I give? That might be a time where you say, we need to work on this. We need to manage this better. This may require a slowing down of the pace. Okay? It might require that. Okay? So I'll pick it up. Do I need to slow it down? Okay? What about if you know what you need to do? You somewhat have a plan to get there. Okay? You somewhat got a plan to make it there. But you keep derailing yourself. You got some mind drama. Okay. Very, very often the mind drama comes from fear of success. It can come from fear of failure. It can come from what if this actually works? It can come from, do I have the capacity, as we say, to address this or handle this or be this person? Like, do I even have what I need to deliver on this? But I can tell you the day that I decided I was okay with becoming that person, everything changed for me. Everything changed. Because it was like, oh, I can handle this. Oh, I can move my life around. Like even now I'm thinking about, I have like 3 more clients starting in the next week or two. And I was like, oh, now we got accustomed to where these clients are going to go on the schedule. But summertime is coming. Okay, bet I can, 1, 2, 3. But it was just this idea of learning to adapt based on the current capacity. Okay. Who do I want to be? Who do I need to be in order to succeed, in order to win, in order to come out on the other side? Are you letting your current capacity depict who you're going to become? As you set your pace, are you allowing the overwhelm you feel right now to get you out of what you could be accomplishing, what you could be doing? Okay. So if you are a mom and you're nurturing small children, right? If you are navigating some marriage challenges, I have several ladies in my community who are ministry wives. That's a whole nother ball game, right? If you're a mom entrepreneur, your business, what stage are you at? Right? Are you in startup mode? Are you in I'm progressing forward and I know this is working mode? Are you seeing proof of your hard work? Okay. Are we starting to get some partnerships, some contracts, some features, some all those things? Is that working? Are we picking up the pace in those areas too? Okay. So you got to look at what's working, what's not working, and do the evaluations. Do those evaluations. Do a check-in and determine, am I overwhelmed right now and I need to slow down and organize? Or am I procrastinating? Or is perfectionism derailing me? I'm so worried about what other people think of me, or I'm so worried about this, I'm worried about that it's slowing my progress down. Which one is it? How do you set your own pace? Right? So that things are moving forward based off of the season you have, based on your season of life. And so a lot of times you could come here to the calls and get your life together from the calls, right? From the Facebook lives. There's a decade worth of Facebook lives on my Facebook page. But I have found how beneficial it is that we go to the next step. Okay, because very often we will be derailed by certain things and nobody knows it. Nobody knows. We just hype ourselves up like everything is working according to plan, and in reality, we don't really feel like this. Okay, so let's ask ourselves some of these important questions. Let's ask ourselves, let's do these internal check-ins and say, you know what? I need to evaluate some things. I'm not feeling like this is working. I don't feel like I'm in control of my own pace. And I'm going to give you guys something that I usually give or talk about with my mastermind ladies, okay? Which is the idea of creating your own momentum. Are you a woman that's in control of your own momentum? Are you finding yourself looking in the email waiting for something to happen? Are you finding yourself waiting on somebody to invite you somewhere? Are you finding yourself waiting on the next opportunity? What part of you has not kicked in yet to say, girl, go get that? Go get that. What part of me is waiting on something amazing to happen instead of going to go and pursue it, going to go and grab it for myself? This is how you set the pace. You get to determine what's for now, what's for later. You get to determine if you're going to have The shiny object, glittery object syndrome, where you do some of everything, right? A lot of us like to do some of everything. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm really going to focus in. Like my husband, he said something about this the other day, about something new that we could start. And I wanted to tell him, feel free. Feel free to do whatever you need to do. Okay? You feel like this is a great project? Have fun with it. You know, I'm so knee deep in, we got a group. We have a group of ladies that meet on Monday nights. I have my one-to-one clients that I meet with throughout the week. Several of them are now on different time zones, like wow, like 7 o'clock in the morning for them, 5 o'clock in the evening, 6 o'clock in the evening for me. So now I'm like, okay, I'm working on different schedules now and all of this really fun stuff. But I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of knee deep here. I'm okay. Conference, clients, working on some organizational partnerships. I'm like, I don't feel like I need any other projects right now. Okay. You have to know what your pace is. You have to know what's important to you right now, where you need to stay. If you're in a place of parenting small children, trying to catch up, you have some mental wellness challenges. You're like, listen, I know I get overwhelmed, or I know I get anxious, or I know I have this stuff going on. I might need to, as I tell one of my clients, girl, cancel everything. Cancel everything for the next week. You don't have to do this. And then we laugh about it. Like, all of this is elective. It's all elective. You can decide that this is not important this week. I'd like to reschedule till next week so that I can stay on top of taking care of me and the people that are the most important to me. And then there are some of us who, on the flip side, all we do is take care of others. And you might need to put that on pause and come back over and say, hey, you know what? This is what's really important to me for this season of my life. Okay? All right. So whatever your pace is, do you need to pick up the pace or do you need to slow it down? And it's even possible that it may be determined on the season. Sometimes the pace you set might be determined on the day. That's also okay. All right. So in conclusion, set your own pace. You know what you need. And I also say that you know when it's working and when it's not working. Okay. You know if the pace that you set for yourself is given what it's supposed to give, and you know when you're like, Christina, this is just not working. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like now there's so many things happening in my life and my family. I feel spread too thin. I'm going to take care of me and hubby and the kids and my house and my business. And I would love to resurrect my Megan Thee Stallion knees sometime. And Christina, I'm struggling with that. Okay. I'm struggling with bringing all the moving pieces together. I have someone that reached out to coaching, and she was like, listen, my husband said my schedule's not working. I said, okay. It's like, what if we could find a way that you could live freer? What if we could find a way that you could sign off, move on with your day without feeling guilty, removing the guilt from how much you do or how much you don't do, right? What if we could coach you to that point mentally where I don't feel shamed for how I don't perform, because my worth, my value, what I give the world is more than just what I do in this one particular role. What if we could do that? That would be worth the effort, right? Feeling like the people that matter the most to me are good. And then I also feel like I'm good, like I'm seen, I'm valued, I'm appreciated. My voice matters in the world. I don't have a single client, and I say this with full conviction, I don't have a single client who is not a big deal. Not one. Not one. They have gigantic ideas. You all have gigantic ideas. You have big dreams. You have businesses. You all are starting foundations and nonprofits and community organizations to touch the lives of others. Not just to take care of you. That's great too, right? But most importantly, I want my voice to outlast me. I want my impact on the world to be major. I want to be known for loving this particular lane of work. That to me is everything. One of my clients, she said, I just know you're tired after a day of, coaching however many clients you coach and all that stuff. I was like, girl, I said, maybe like my physical body, is like, okay, it's time to go lay on the couch, right? After if I've done 5 or 6 sessions in a day. I said, but I really, really love my work. And I value the women that I get to serve through coaching because they're going to serve others. They're going to take what they're learning, organize their thoughts, streamline their ideas, get their families together, keep their families together, and then also go forward to make these gigantic changes in the world too. I'm talking about Black women running for office, starting law firms, working in ministry, starting nonprofits that are shifting how children learn, how they develop, helping women with their mental health. I have like 5, maybe I just took on a 6th therapist client. That for me is major, because the idea of bringing together collaborative care, that they trust me with that, is everything. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, you're one of those people too. Maybe, just maybe, you're someone who you have a larger than life idea. You have several ideas. Which one is the right one for now? Which one should I pour all my attention into? Which one will get me to my destination in the way that I desire? Who do I, most importantly, oh my gosh, who do I need to be to make my vision happen? That's a game changer. Who do I need to be to make this vision happen? And so many times I've had to ask myself that, wake up in the morning and spend time with the Lord and gather myself like, girl, you got to be this kind of woman to see the vision that you see inside her. Like, I see a ballroom full of women. I see it. Y'all don't have to hype me up on it. Y'all don't have to pump me up on my own dream. I see it for myself. And a lot of us, we're looking for somebody else to hype us up on what we said we wanted. You want somebody else to motivate you. You want somebody else to tell you, now's the time. You want somebody else to tell you in the TD Jakes voice, get ready, get ready. Baby, this is your dream. Your idea, your big thing. It's yours. And some of us, we need that extra support, strategic planning, accountability, coaching on our blind spots, right? Because there may be some areas in our life where we just don't see what the challenge is, right? We need that extra oomph, because we know if we have it, we're going to get there. Okay. And so if you're a woman who you are soaring in your work, right? You already know, or you're working to fully believe you that check. You're the one for the job. Okay. Then I want you to, after this live is over, I want you to DM me. I got so excited because my kids have this is April. They got maybe a couple weeks left of school. And I said, oh, I have space for more clients this summer. I'm excited about that. And so if you know that you're ready to get in the game, I have been very honored to support hundreds of moms over the last several years with organizing their busy worlds, their productivity, their time management, figuring out what's for now, what's for later, releasing any mom guilt as you go be this amazing bombshell of a woman. And here in this space, we take our ladies from overwhelmed and overthinking on the goal to booked, right? To blossoming, to feeling like, okay, I actually know what I need to put my attention into now. I don't feel like my mind is spread so thin anymore. I don't feel like I'm all over the place. I actually know when I wake up in the morning and I go to work and to do what I said I was going to do, I know what I'm waking up to do now. I'm not bouncing all over the place. Okay. So that is purifying. It's very grounding. It's very grounding. It's like, oh, I know what I need to do. I don't feel lost. I don't feel stuck. I don't feel like It's not possible for me to have it. Now I get to open my eyes up to this new way of operating. Okay. And so I'm going to go cook for my man because that's what good wives do occasionally. Sometimes, maybe not all the time, but just sometimes. But what we want to do is make sure that we're making the shift forward. Okay. So I have always, somebody said, come on, accountability. I got to be honest with you guys. Hey, ladies, I got to be honest. Sometimes accountability is hard. Sometimes it's hard to receive the accountability. And I say that because we feel like we have really good reasons for why we do things. If we procrastinate, we call it being prayerful. Sometimes you praying, sometimes that's not really the case, right? But we call it, we put names on it that feel good. Right? We put names on it that make us feel like I'm allowed to experience, I'm allowed to take my time. When in reality, you've been taking your time for 6 months or 8 months or however long. And maybe now it's time to pick up the pace and really slide into who you said you wanted to become. Okay. So if that's you, feel free to slide in my DMs after this is over. We take moms from overwhelmed to overthinking to booked and blossoming. It's what happens in the Momathon community. I've been honored to do it for hundreds of moms prior to you. And my clients are running for office, and they are doctors and lawyers and professors and coaches and speakers and therapists. They are killing the game. Absolutely killing the game. One of my clients, she lives overseas in Lisbon, Portugal. She said, Christina, she said, some of the yeses that you made me do. She said, she said she was on a flight leaving another country, and somebody on the flight recognized her, knew she was a life coach, and then told her, I need you. But it was because she had said yes to opportunities that put her, she knew how to find opportunities to put her at the forefront of a journey that a lot of women of color have not done yet. And so I believe that there's so much good work to do. I can't do it all. So part of my good work is helping you all to do yours. Okay. And we do it big around here. Yeah. All right. So if that's you, feel free to shoot me a message after this live is over. The moral of the story for today is set your own pace. Okay. Do I need to speed up? Do I need to slow down? What do I need to pay more attention to? Who do I need to pay more attention to? Okay. So that I can have more of what I said I wanted. I believe you can, quote unquote, have it all. That's a loose term for addressing and prioritizing the things and the people that matter the most. I believe all of us can have that and do work that we love and that fulfills us. I think that we all have access to that. Okay. So that's it for today. I look forward to talking with you guys in Messenger about your goals, your concerns, your family structure. Girl, what's going on in that marriage over there? Because that matters too with how successful your business is. It all lines up and comes together. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. And I look forward to talking to you all in Messenger. Bye, guys.